All right, so Nick, how's Joel progressing? Do you expect him to be able to play on Friday?
He's progressing good. I'm hoping so. I mean, we're still kind of going day to day. It's not like it's not, he was, we thought, close to making this trip and playing today. So I would assume a few more days should get us even closer.
What's the biggest thing holding him back? Is it just the swelling?
Yeah, I mean, I think they got that under control. I think it's just a combination of just making sure he's good. He can handle you got to go through some, like you say, ramp up. Some stuff at some speed that you can handle, and then make sure that doesn't cause some more pain or swelling as well. So going through that process.
And I guess the person we're not talking about, everybody talks about Joe, but what about Cub? How's he doing?
Cub was on the court today. Had a good workout. He's kind of dealing with the same situation. He's got a knee that continues to swell and then go down, and think it's okay, and then goes through the workout and had some more swelling. But today it did not. So he got his workout, and the swelling seems to be under control. So again, he should be on the same kind of day-to-day thing, and hopefully he'll be ready to go soon.
And last one, I'm sorry to keep asking, but you said Cub was on the court. What about Joel? Was he on the court today?
Yep, he is. Yeah.
After the second game of the season in Chicago, but the second part of that home and home, you said you were going to look early when we were back in Philly for pace, passing, and cutting as sort of like the early indicators that the team is off on the right foot. So after these couple days of practice, are those still your indicators early in games, or are there others now?
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly good ones, and this game tonight kind of brought that exact thing up again to me, because we had an excellent pace and cutting game down here last time, so we're rewatching that film and trying to trace back at why that was. It was kind of after a game where we didn't, and we spent a lot of time in practice on it, and went out and did a good job. It's still important for us. I mean, I think that that just kind of gives you what are our energy levels, right? What are our energy levels tonight? Are we getting it up the floor? Are we getting rebounds off there? Are we getting the ball in quick? Are we pushing it up with some pace? And once we get into our half court, we're not standing around. Usually when we're a little lethargic, half step slow, and not very energetic, we start standing around and become a little easier to guard.
I don't want to oversimplify Tyrese's role, but obviously a lot is being asked of him this season. And when Joel isn't with you guys, even more is being asked of him. So what do you ask of the rest of the team and of your staff to sort of support him in this crazy enhanced situation?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think that the rest of them, we're always talking about, are we going to do as a team kind of our foundational principles, right? That's, are we going to get our defense set up? Are we going to play with some physicality? Are we going to challenge shots? Are we going to block out? Like you can just list those four things right there, and everybody kind of does that. I think the ball's going to move around to different people. We obviously asked Tyrese because of his talent and ability to be extra aggressive and make sure that he's getting a good number of attempts up, and then most of the other guys will play call for at times. The ball will find them at times, depending on what matchups, what schemes they're running, etc. You're not quite sure who's going to have the most chances from around the rest of the group. Yeah.
Getting Tobias back tonight, is he on any kind of minutes limitation?
He is not. He is not. He's good.
What importance does he play in these nights where you don't have Joel?
Yeah, he's got to be, he's got to be a little bit more involved as a handler of and a decision maker on offense. So a lot of those times you'll see Joel with the ball in the middle of the floor. You'll see that a lot more with Tobias tonight, right? He'll be quarterbacking, I guess, if you will, a little bit more than usual. And it's good. I think he needs more reps at it. I think he really likes doing it. I think it keeps him involved in other areas, and it also gives him a kind of primary opportunity to score too. So I think he's looking forward to that. Yeah.
We've talked the last couple of days a bit about point of attack defense and emphasizing that. On nights where you don't have Joel, does anything change about what you're emphasizing with that point of attack D?
Well, I think when we're at our best. For sure, Joel's involved at the defensive end as well, right? I know he puts up all these offensive numbers, but you guys in Philly know how good of defender he is as well, in many ways, not just as a sit back in the paint and protect the rim guy, attacks, he directs, he's got feet, he can, you know, build a wall out there high at the point of attack, he can blitz some out there, can switch, all that stuff. So it does change a little bit. I think what it changes mostly is what can we do to run the right schemes, what coverages are we in, and who's matched up with who. How can we get the pieces in the right place? Yeah.
Nick, with regard to Tyrese, is there anything you've learned about him, coaching him as opposed to coaching against him?
Well, I certainly have gotten to know him a lot better. I think that when I coached against him, we always had a really hard time game planning for him. We just could never like keep up with him. Right? I don't know if he just played extra fast against us or whatever, but we always feel like we can come up with something for somebody, you know, and we couldn't really figure out a way to get him stopped a lot of times, especially when he played when Joel was out. He had some close to 40-point games on us, a couple 38s for sure, I think. So anyway, what I've learned about him is he's as probably as advertised, right? But you get to know him, and he's as pure. He's a hard worker. He loves the game. He loves his teammates. He can really play. He's even more talented than I thought. Like, he's really, really talented. I think he's got a long way to go to unlock all of that, and a long way to go to unlock handling the burden of being a 25 to 30 point a game scorer, and also running the team, and also doing it every night, and playing in big games and all that stuff. But if anybody can do it, it's him.
Just want to follow
Last one, good.
Just want to follow up on this question
Mhm.
about what changes with your team. Do you anticipate your team playing with a faster pace tonight with Normandy? I know he's very versatile, but do you anticipate a faster game?
I think so, yeah. I mean, I think that a couple things, we'd certainly like to play with more pace. It's still something we're learning. Like, our pace was like really slow last year as the Sixers. So it's something we're still trying to continue to coach and push and get accustomed to and do that. I think the nature of this game, I know Atlanta plays with tremendous pace. That'll probably lend itself to both teams playing with pace too, but hopefully, one of my big things is we're right at the top, or at the top of the league in deflections. We're right at the top of the league in creating turnovers, and we're not getting enough we're not getting enough result back from those turnovers. So that's where I'd like to see all the work we're doing on defense to take the ball away from us. I'd like to see us turn that into two points or some free throws or a 3-pointer once in a while, and get that number up is one thing we're focusing on.
Thanks, guys. Thanks,
Yep.
guys.